Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the next class in income tax, and I'm not saying day one or day two or anything. It's a beautiful class, and this is one of the most wished for, looked for chapter for students and teachers on. Okay, so we will start and finish this chapter at one go. Name of the chapter is Clubbing of Income. Okay, right. Now, yesterday there was the last part of the salary topic left, and with that, we completed advanced tax and interest. Do you have any doubt in that? Yeah, please say.
आपकी आवाज कट रही है
आवाज कट रही है आवाज नहीं आ रही
1 second, huh? Full network is there with me here. Otherwise, I can see the check for 5 minutes. Sometimes 5 minutes the loop will be there, and still if it continues, let me know. So it is breaking and coming. Is it so?
So, अपना तो ठीक है
Shiva, same applies to you also, is it?
No, ma'am.
It's coming fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the problem is over there with the network. So not an issue. Okay. So we did advanced tax and interest topic where you have to remember the gist that advanced tax is payable by all the SSEs in how many installments?
4
Four.
installment
Can someone say the due dates?
15th March
31st July.
31st July is the due date of filing the return. 15 June, how much tax you have to pay?
15%.
15%. Then 15 September, 45.
30%.
Yeah, 30%. और in total अगर पहले 15 नहीं पे किया तो cumulative 45. 15 December 75. If you have already paid 45%, then 30%. And last 100% of the tax you have to pay by 15th March. And three important core points. See, this is the way to study now. We studied for 1.5 hours yesterday, advanced tax and interest. Now just remember the gist. Anytime your total tax payable after TDS and TDS, the tax which you have to pay in the form of advanced tax or self-assessment, if it doesn't exceed 10,000, no need to pay advanced tax. If the SSE is a senior citizen, not having business income, no need to pay the advanced tax. And if there are certain incomes like casual income, capital gain, and if advanced tax is paid after that installment, which is due after the capital gain came, like 10th of December, I sold the property. 15th of December, I'm paying the advance tax, including capital gain, no problem. No problem. I'm not a defaulter, right? And what else you need to take care? Yeah, the first installment is 15% of the total tax due. But even if you have paid 12%, it's okay. No need to calculate interest. The second installment is 45%. But even if you have paid 36%, no problem. Now, whenever there's a default in, अच्छा, one more point, super duper important. आज के बाद सीधा एग्जाम में लिख देना, इतने क्लैरिटी से याद होना चाहिए. 44 AD and ADA are presumptive taxation for business people and for professionals. There, because you are not maintaining the books under section 44A, because you are not getting audited under 44AB, you are allowed to pay your advance tax in single installment by 15th of March 2025. Single installment. But even if you pay the tax on 18th of March, even if it's a delay of 1 day, 3 days and all, 1% interest per month is charged. From 15 June to 15 September, 3 months and like that. That's your 234C interest, delay in installment. Now, 1st April to 31st July, due date of filing the return. If there's a default or reduced tax you have paid, then 234B. And 234A interest will come if due date is 31st July and you filed your return on 30th of November. Then August, September, October, November, 4 months you have paid the tax late. So whatever is the self-assessment tax you were supposed to pay in July, you paid in November, 234A. Digest this as a loop, all the time 3 interest will not come. 234A might not come. There was a delay in installment, but then I paid everything before 15th of March. So 234B and A will not come, only C will come. So like this, interest is charged, and on refund, you have the interest just 0.5% per month, that is 6%. That's all you have to remember for this, and practice the question which is given to you. Please message me in the evening. I will also वो उसका आंसर शेयर करना था ना, नीरव वाला क्वेश्चन, I'll do that. चलो, anyone is having any doubt after me doing the revision, please ask in advance tax and interest. Otherwise we'll start with clubbing of income. बहुत सारा खाना खा लेंगे आज. How is the club sandwich? Club sandwich is normally 2 breads and you put everything, it becomes a sandwich. Club sandwich is piled up with 3-4 slices and you put so many things in that, right? Okay. So the concept of clubbing of income is very beautiful but authentic. मतलब हमारे ज़माने से, I studied in 97 income tax and today it's copy paste same. So now this chapter, first of all, how is it asked? Bare minimum 4 marks weightage. If salary is 7 marks and this is 4 pages, 4 marks, it's worth doing. But you will not get a separate problem for clubbing. It will be added in the MCQs or case scenarios or some other gross total income. So today's class is application based. There's not format ki ye format aap draw kar lo fir main aapko sikhati hu. No. You'll have to make some flow charts with me to understand the decision making skill. Ki, okay, I am an SSE. I am having 5 heads of income: employer, employee, salary, owner, tenant, house, property, business and profession, sold the capital asset, capital gain, residual, all bank interest, dividend and all other source. Apart from this, what are the cases when others income is added in my hands? And when we call the other, no, the nearby people of the SSE spouse. For me, my husband, for husband, me, partners. So spouse income, will it be added in my hands? Yes. Then children's income, minors income, yes. So when others income is added in the hands of the SSE and SSE has to pay the tax on that also, it is called as clubbing of income. Literally, I am saying the problems which are there in this book, more than enough. 2 to 3 times same question is asked, that wife is starting a boutique and husband is contributing and whose income will be taxable. So today, after every problem, you should question, okay, which income is to be clubbed where? That's what is clubbing of income. Okay. So one thing very important is, suppose my son he's a major now, but of course, just assume he's a minor and he's getting the rental income. Now, minor till 18 years, the income is added in the hands of the parent. So my son's income is added in my income and I have to pay the tax on that. So it's a rental income for my son. Will it all be taxable in other source? Others income clubbed in my hands. I am always saying income from other sources, only the name is bacha kucha. Residuary head, don't take it at residuary. If my spouse is getting salary from a company where I am working and that income is to be added in my hands, salary income. My minor son's rental income, I have to pay the tax, income from house property. So please remember this. If my minor daughter is getting, say, bank interest, it will be added in income from other source. So this is how others' income, when they are clubbed in my hands, I have to pay the tax. And actually, this topic is to avoid the bending and manipulation of the law. Otherwise, people will transfer here, there, they will try to divert the income. So that's why this is added. Whatever we are learning, everything is covered in section 64. Today, as a teacher, I am saying to learn the sections of this chapter is optional. Mandatory, so I have made you learn. I have asked you so many times, and there will be a day when I'll say, chalo, aaj sirf sections ke naam likhenge. because that's like a solid impression. The first impression when you write HRA received less exempt under section 1013 capital A. That has to be there in the answer sheet. But today's sections, if you want to remember, okay, optional. Otherwise, if minor ka yaad karna hai. So nothing to check from the material. 4 pages material is there for you to read baad mein. Right now, directly come to the notebook and we are writing certain booster notes. You can ask me anywhere if you feel that you have a confusion and you have not followed. You can ask me. It's a very practical topic, very simple. Clubbing of income. The concept learning, the question answers, booster notes, everything will be over in one class. Clubbing of income is the name of topic and it is also called as other person's income included in the total income of SSC. Okay. It starts with section 60. Section 60. Write down. I am dictating. Many of the students say ये क्या लिखा वो क्या लिखा. अभी मुझे पता चल गया है. My writing is not so good. I know that. So now ये मेरा minus है. So that should not become 1 second. So that should not become your minus. So you listen and write with me and I will explain you one concept. Okay. Section 60. Write down. Even if the notes are too good, ma'am, can you not teach in 1 hour without making you write? Then the day one I told you, once you learn from me or not, that's your choice. But if you have decided to learn, now it's my wish to make you learn few things. तो ये जो मैं लिखा रही हूँ उसका रीजन है कि एग्जाम तक याद रहे. Write down. When income is transferred without transfer of asset. When income is transferred without transfer of asset, it is also called as diversion of income. It is also called as diversion of income. Okay, write down. Mrs. Sudha transferred rental income. Mrs. Sudha transferred rental income to daughter. Daughter का नाम है रानी. Who is receiving the rental income? रानी. रानी के नीचे आ जाओ. Is my speed fine? You all are able to write?
Yes,
बातें नहीं करेंगे और फोकस करेंगे तो लिख पाएंगे. नहीं तो फिर wait ma'am, we are writing, some are clicking the picture, no, will not help beta. I am saying I have taught clubbing in 25 minutes, one shot revision video. But that's revision. You are at beautiful learning stage. And I told you this is application based topic. A capital gain or a clubbing ऐसा है कि you have to apply this knowledge and solve the question. So Mrs. Sudha transferred rental income to daughter Rani. Rani is receiving the rent. Rani is receiving the rent. Mrs. Sudha is owner of the property. Mrs. Sudha is owner of the property. Just continue writing and there's some emergency. Just 2 minutes. Thank you for waiting. Write down now. Owner of the property. Who is the owner of the property? Mrs. Sudha. She's saying to tenant, we are living in Hyderabad. My daughter is in Bangalore. To meet her medical education expense, directly pay the rent to my daughter. Who is receiving the rent? Daughter. But who is the owner of the property? Right? Sudha. Okay, this is like transfer of income. जो मैंने ऊपर लिखा है वही मैं फिर से लिख रही हूँ. Without transfer of asset. Transfer of income without transfer of asset. And most important now, taxable in hands of owner. Ma'am, you have taught us this in the first chapter only, diversion of income. I'm not getting that color plate ka shortcut. Otherwise, we can make nice notes with different colors. Finish writing, beta.
No, ma'am, 1 second.
Done,
ma'am.
And did you understand this? Now I'm closing and explaining like this. Okay, is it clear to all of you? What did I say? I am the owner of the property. I am transferring the rental income to my daughter. I'm saying to tenant, please pay the rent directly to my daughter. Does my daughter become deemed owner? Can she pay the tax on rental income? No. This is diversion of income without diversion of asset. So I am the owner of the property, even though genuinely rental income is received by my daughter and she is using to pay her medical educational expense and hostel and all. Still, this is like transfer of the income without transfer of asset. Did I transfer the asset to my daughter? No. I am only the owner of the property. So rental income will be taxable in my hands. So this is the first aspect of the clubbing chapter. Actually, I told you like this, all the diagrams are going to be very easy. But feedback from earlier batch, one is this chapter and tomorrow's class set off. The way you write these mind mapping diagrams, it will be so easy to do the revision also one day before exam. Leave one line and write down section 61. And the heading you write down, revocable transfer. Revocable transfer. Revocable transfer is the heading. Write down. Jenny transfers shares to manager Rishabh. Jenny is going on world tour. So she is transferring the shares to equity shares. Listed company के होगा उसका कोई भी investment portfolio. So she is transferring the equity shares to Rishabh, manager, with the condition यहाँ लिखो ऐसे नीचे एरो मार्क करके. After 4 years, I'll take back. After 4 years, I'll take back. I think you must be knowing the meaning of revocable transfer better than me. Yes, please ask. What's your doubt, beta?
Revocable है या recoverable है?
Revocable है ना? ऐसे बोलो दीप्ति मैम आपने स्पेलिंग गलत लिखी है.
हम लोग को डाउट हुआ कि गलत सुना.
नहीं रिवोकेबल ही है. And revocable, have you used this word in law?
Yes, ma'am.
So revocable transfer is where I'm transferring you something. Maybe either I'll outrightly sell you or I'll give you a gift out of love and affection, but I'll not take it back. Revocable is finished writing, no? Then listen, it's a beautiful case. Jenny saying to manager, I'm going to a world trip for 3-4 years. I am transferring all my equity shares to you, Rishabh. Whatever income comes, you keep, dividend you keep, whatever. After 4 years, when I come back, you return me my portfolio. Now, in these 4 years, whatever is the shares income, either dividend or debentures agar honge, abhi to maine, I've taken only equity shares, but if securities are there, interest or dividend, or if Rishabh sells them, then capital gain or whatever. This whole income of the portfolio will be taxable in the hands of whom? Jenny. Because what she has done, she has transferred. See, whenever I sell this land to you, now you are the owner. And now from this land, whatever is rental income is yours because I have sold you. Or I have gifted my property to my son, my jewelry to my son out of love and affection. Now that jewelry, whatever he does, gives on rent and all, that's his, my son's income. But revocable transfer is I am keeping some right in that. I'm saying, okay, you take this portfolio, 4 years, you enjoy all the fruits, dividend, interest, ye, wo, bonus, ek pe ek share, whatever you get, you enjoy. But when I come back, give it back to me. Yeah? Thoda sa patience hai the way I'm teaching today, but you will learn it forever. That's a promise. So now, these 4 years, whatever is income on equity shares, in whose hands it should be taxable?
Owners.
Owner's hand. Simple logic. So after 4 years, I'll take back. Then here, income from equity shares will be taxable in hands of Jenny. Now and always. There are many actual cases, there's also a word called as relinquishment. You give away your asset without any right, then it will be transferred. Okay. Now I am adding the last basic section. दो तीन ये basic section है. 62. Minors income is also very nice. We'll do that also, but we'll do it in sequence. पहले ये कर लेते हैं. 61, 62. Okay. It is transfer is not revocable. Transfer is not revocable. Transfer is not revocable during lifetime of transferee or beneficiary. Transferee or beneficiary. Lifetime it is not revocable. Okay. Same example I want to write. Jenny transferred investment portfolio. अच्छे अच्छे words use करो थोड़े. Jenny transferred investment portfolio to Rishabh, manager. This time, write down not revocable during lifetime for Rishabh. Rishabh है तब तक तो Jenny cannot take it back. Now, clubbing provisions not applicable. I could have taught it in 5 minutes from the printed material. But always something law-like, it's not that comfortable for all the students. So draw this. Now, clubbing provisions are not applicable. NA. Income from investment, whatever it is, taxable for Rishabh. Because though this is a revocable transfer, but it is not revocable during the lifetime of the Rishabh. तो फिर ऋषभ को तो जो इनकम मिलेगी, it will be taxable in the hands of Rishabh.
ट्रांसफर ही है
Denny has transferred to Rishabh and said, till you are alive, enjoy the investment. So Rishabh has to pay tax also, no? Because it's not revocable. It's irrevocable during the lifetime of the SSA.
बट ये नॉन रिवोकेबल का है ना पहले वाले से कंपेयर करके हाँ
Finish writing, beta.
नो मैम
No, ma'am.
Then write it. I will again explain from the book and we'll apply this and solve questions also. I said 4 pages. Actually, it's just 2 pages material and then the question and answers are there. 10 question and answers. Finish. Chalo, finish writing.
not applicable
NA is not applicable. And then box mein likho, income from investment portfolio will be taxable for Rishabh.
बेसिकली दोनों पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बता दिए इसके लिए टैक्सेबल
Read it from here, it will be clear. This is introduction. That why do we have this topic clubbing? If income is transferred without transfer of the asset generating some income, such income will be taxable in the hands of transferor. Otherwise, like Sudha is getting rental income, she's doing business, she's working also, so she's getting too much of income. So she's saying, better, my daughter is still a student, but above 18 years. She daughter ke haath mein rental income, if it is taxable, daughter will get 2,50,000 basic exemption and all. So people try to divert the income in the family members. So that's not allowed. On the other end, if there's a revocable transfer of income generating, such income will be clubbed in the hands of transferor. Revocable transfer is a transfer which contains a provision of retransfer of the asset to the transferor. Under the following situation, 61 will not be applicable in case transfer is by creation of trust and this is irrevocable during the lifetime of the beneficiary. Clubbing will not apply till the beneficiary is alive. And transfer which is irrevocable during lifetime. So if it is irrevocable during the lifetime of not Jenny, of Rishabh transferring. So anyhow, Rishabh, till you are there, you can enjoy and no one is going to take back the income or asset from you. Then better Rishabh should pay tax. Clubbing provisions is not applicable. Anyone is having any doubt in these 3 very easy provisions, 60, 61, 62? Clear? Then as we say, always I say, I think 10 बार मैंने बोल दिया कि business head, if you want to score marks, you have to chew and eat up depreciation. Section 32, including additional depreciation. Same way clubbing, of course, it's very easy, everything. But most important and highlighted is minor's income. Write down each and every point with understanding. Section 64(1)(a). Section 64(1)(a). Income of a minor child. Minor child is a child below 18 years. And first point you write down. Yes.
सेक्शन 60 क्या
हाँ वो बाद में करेंगे purposely. Minor child includes stepchild. Leave the book aside. If you try to tally my points also, I don't know, it will not tally. This is the booster note की ये sequence में आपको एग्जाम के लिए याद रखना है. मैम फिर यही प्रिंट कर दो, फिर एग्जाम में कौन प्रिंट करेगा? Minor child includes stepchild and adopted child. सबका काम नहीं है दीप्ति मैम से पढ़ना. मैं खुद ही बहुत मेहनत करती हूँ और आपसे भी बहुत मेहनत करवा रही हूँ. I know I myself also work very fast. Don't you think I have this printed notes of last batch just completed? Huh? But still I am writing again and I want you all to write. Minor child always includes stepchild, adopted child, and married minor daughter. Generally, like this is a term we all know that married minor daughter is a crime below 18 years, but this is the definition given. Now, less than 18 years, all minor child income, all minor child नहीं, all minor children, 1, 2, 3 जितने हैं, income will be clubbed in hands of parent who is having highest income. After their mutual clubbing. Now this one you all don't know yet. What is mutual clubbing? After their mutual clubbing in first year. This is a dialogue you write down. I'll explain.
Mom, what about married minor son?
Married minor daughters are included, maybe son. If they are minor, married doesn't make a difference. It's all the provisions are applicable same. Okay, right. Huh? Chalo. Yeah, the clubbing provisions will apply. Now listen carefully. Minor's income is clubbed in the hands of the parent who is having highest income for the first year. Okay. So now we are 4 sisters. Can my father say two's income I'll take care, two's income my mother should take care? No. All the 4 sisters' income is clubbed in the hands of father or mother who is having highest income in the first time. When minor's income is to be clubbed, check karo. Whose income is higher, father or mother? Father. So all minors' incomes is clubbed in the hands of the father. Highest income you have to check after their mutual clubbing. So many times I told you my husband income is also clubbed in my hands. I'll teach you that I have not taught you. So between husband and wife, I'll apply this and solve question also. But between husband and wife, do the mutual clubbing. Like my husband's salary add in my hand, his this commission income add, like this and do the total. And then check whose income is highest, husband or wife. If it is father's income, all minors' income will be added in the hands of the father or mother who is having highest income in the first year. Next year, it so happened that mother started a business and she was leading father and she is having the highest income. Then also income will be clubbed in the hands of the father. Because that same income tax file will continue. Oh, so every first year you have to decide minor's income to be clubbed in the hands of father or mother. And once it is clubbed in the hands of the mother, continue clubbing in the hands of the mother with 2 exceptions. First exception, if the minor is getting income because of talent, skill, for example, Indian Idol Junior, yeah, छोटे छोटे बच्चे गाना गाते हैं, डांस करते हैं, they do mimicry or they play chess, national, international. So minor is getting some income out of talent and skill. That income is not clubbed with the income of the parents. It will be taxable in the hands of the minor and minor has to file the return. मैम बट बिलो 18 तो ऑटोग्राफ की कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है, हमारे सिग्नेचर की कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है. तो इन दैट केस द माइनर्स return will be filed as any one of the parent as guardian and they will be called as representative SSA. I'm going very slow because this is easy but very important. So what's the first exception I said? If the minor is getting the income because of skill and talent, don't club that income with the parent. Don't do that. Let the minor file his own return. But minor cannot file, wo chota bachcha hai 7 years ka. Then the parent will file his return as representative SSA. Another case, minor's income will not be clubbed in the hands of the parent is handicapped. If the minor is handicapped or unsound mind, as I said, you have to get the certificate of government, then that minor is getting direct deduction in ATU. ATU hum karenge deductions. Flat deduction he gets. So then in that case, if the minor is of unsound mind, but he is getting lakhs of rupees income through will, then his return will be separately filed, and parents, or if parents are not there, trustees and guardians will file the return for minor. Third exception is that minor's income will not be clubbed in the hands of the parent who is having highest income. The third case, that is in case when the parents decide to live apart. When they decide to live apart, it is called as divorce. Then after divorce, minor's income is clubbed in the hands of the parent who is maintaining that child. Who is maintaining that child, be it father or mother. So these are all terms and conditions. Now, after teaching so much, since the time I was student and now, for every minor's income, bombarded in the hands, ye iska bhi dekho, for every minor's income clubbed in the hands of the parent gets a flat deduction under section 1032 up to 1500 per child, no upper limit of 2 children. 4 daughters income clubbed in hands of my father will get 1500 exemption. 1500 is like nothing, we all know. Whatever I'm teaching now, we will apply and solve. I've explained orally. Now you write it and read it from the book and then ask your doubts. Aja. 18 years, pehle point read karo jo likha, and I want all of you to then write it together. Less than 18 years, all the minor children's income will be clubbed in the hands of the parent who is having highest income after their mutual clubbing, husband and wife, in the first year. Second year onwards, minor's income is continued to be clubbed. Second year onwards, minor's income is continued to be clubbed in hands of same parents. In hands of same parents as first year. Now don't check higher and lower. Next, write down. For every minor child, parent will get exemption. Parent will get exemption under section 1032 up to 1500 per child for all children. I'm purposely writing for all children. Ma'am, 2 children ki kitne? And this I want you all to by heart learn and score full out of full marks in exam. For every minor child's income clubbed, parent will get the exemption under section 1032 up to 1500 per child for all children from income clubbed. ऐसे लिख दो तो वो clear हो जाए. Income clubbed. You know why from income club? Why I'm making you write up to 1500? Ma'am, minor's income clubbed in my hands is 1000. How much deduction I should take? 1000. If minor's income clubbed in my hands is 5000, how much deduction I should take? 1500. Chalo, next. Exception. When minor income is not clubbed with parents. Exception when minor's income is not clubbed with parents. A1. When minor is handicapped. Bracket में भी लिख दो, it will not be clear because we have not done deduction chapter. Availing 80U deduction. What is 80U? How much deduction on? But if minor is handicapped, then don't club his income with the parents. When minor is getting income due to skill or talent, any music show, competition, ye wo, or in case of divorce, minor's income. I am writing in case of divorce. Books, they don't use the word divorce. They use the word they decide to live apart. So live apart is divorce only. Minor's income is clubbed in hands of parent. In case of divorce, minor's income is clubbed in the hands of the parent who maintains minor child. Who maintains minor child. Beautiful 5 points. If you read it, if you revise it, it will be very clear. Now you ask your doubts. Tell me done, ma'am, so that when you finish writing, I can change the screen then.
नहीं रुको हाँ अब बोल दो
Everyone has to speak for themselves, है ना? चलो देखो. Okay, this one spouse wala I am taking. First, I wanted to do this. Very important. In computing the total income of individual, there shall be included all such income or arises or accrues to minor. However, income shall not be clubbed if it arises to minor by manual work or application of, some minors are very good painters, they make handicrafts, or they publish book. There are so many authors now. 12 years and 13 years old children are authors. If the minor is suffering from disability, an income shall not be clubbed. When the marriage of the parents subsist, income shall be clubbed in the income of the subsist means the marriage is there. Tika hua hai shadi. The income of the parent whose excluding income is greater in the first year. Subsequently, every year it will be clubbed in the same hands. In case of where the marriage of the parents does not subsist, income will be included in income of parent who maintains the minor child. If you want, you can write it. Divorce. तो दिखते से याद आ जाएगा. The assessee in whose total income minus child income is to be clubbed can claim exemption up to 1500 under section 1032. ये learn करना है. 1032 में exemption है. Not exceeding income. If the income to be clubbed is 800, exemption will be 800. This exemption is not available under default tax regime. ये इसके ऊपर एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आएगा. I told you there are two ways of filing your return. So if you are filing your return in the new or the default tax regime, then you will not get 1500 minor child card deduction. Child, as per the definition, includes stepchild, adopted child, married minor daughters. अब इसमें लिखा तो नहीं है married minor son. Definition में तो नहीं है. But of course, if you literally apply the meaning, it will be. Okay, minor story is over. All clear, very easy, right? Yeah, please ask. You have any doubt?
Booster notes.
Booster notes अभी तक लिखे नहीं. क्या बाकी है?
Handwriting.
Don't say that. I said write with me. Listen and write. अभी अभी तक तो नहीं बोला किसी ने कि मैम हम सुन के लिख रहे हैं आपके साथ. You listen and write now. Why do you want to copy? Forget about the handwriting. There are so many spelling mistakes. My English teacher is not watching. You have to write exam. So your English has to be proper. A double S E double S double E. Which point? चलो जोक्स अपार्ट. कहाँ से पढ़ूं? क्या नहीं लिखा आपने? बोलो.
Fifth point.
Exception when minor's income is not clubbed with parent. Exception where minor's income is not clubbed with parent. When minor is handicapped, availing 80U deduction. When minor is getting income due to skill or talent. In case of divorce, minor's income is clubbed in the hands of the parent who maintains the minor child. Please ask. Bolo.
Maintains the minor child, that means they have the custody or only maintaining?
The one who has the custody, they only maintain, no? Maintains the minor child. It's like, generally in case of divorces, they take the lump sum amount from the, or some property or flat is transferred in the name of wife, or a lump sum amount is given, say 25 lakhs like that. And through that is called as alimony amount, aise kuch to bolte hain law mein. And through that, the minors is maintained by, say, wife. So who is maintaining the minor child? Wife. So in wife hands, it will be minor's income. Okay. Why the husband is going to pay when they are divorced? He's not the father of that child who's with mother. Why his income will be clubbed and tax will be paid? बात ही नहीं करना, कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. That's the simple logic. Chalo. Now, the tricky part means it's very easy but very beautiful, is what are the cases when my spouse income is clubbed in my hands or my income is clubbed in hands of my spouse? One simple logical answer is, say husbands are doing business. In their business firm, they are showing salary paid to Dipti Chheda. Then this actually happened in a raid case. So when there was a raid and they asked me, Dipti Chheda, you're receiving this income from my husband. I don't know. It's on the paper. I don't go to my husband's store. Only Diwali to Diwali puja I go. I don't go. So these kind of things are caught up. But later on, it was proved that Dipti Chheda is a chartered accountant and she is getting salary from husband's firm to manage all the accounts and file the TDS return. Yeah, then logically correct. So the simple logic says, wherever husband is a partner, director, proprietor, I'm just using the word husband, it could be spouse. Let us use spouse, husband of wife. Wherever he or she is working as a partner, as a proprietor, as a director, and in that firm, the spouse is getting income because of the qualification, no problem. Without the qualification, then that is taxable in your hands. I'll give you many practical cases. AB is a partnership firm. A and B are partners. Now, from the partnership firm, Mrs. B is getting commission. Everything given to the partner, uske haath mein taxable ho jata hai. A and B are partner. So B is saying, rather than giving income from firm to me, let's give commission to my wife. But is she working for the firm? Then she's getting the commission, no problem. And if it is proved that this is just a fake book entry, wife doesn't even know ABC of this business, then that commission income will be taxable in the hands of Mr. B only. Followed? Very easy. This logic is simple. Logic is, if the spouse is paid because of the qualification, no problem. Otherwise, income will be clubbed in the hands of the partner, director, proprietor who gives that payment. Okay. And for this, very important, first of all, we should know is the definition of substantial interest. Can't say how many times. Specifically in the MCQ they are asking. तो पहले हम ये लिख लेते हैं. I've taught you, I don't know how many of you remember, मैंने first chapter में भी ये definition पढ़ाया था. I taught you this definition in the very first year also again. Section 64. Write with me, listen and write. Section 64, clause 1. Income of spouse. इतनी मेहनत करके इतनी अच्छी राइटिंग लिख रही हूं मैं अभी तो पक्का. Income of spouse. In that first point, I want all of you to write, what do you mean by substantial interest? Super duper important for MCQs. वहां लिख दो. इतना पूछते हैं ना substantial interest. Where individual has more than 20% profit share in firm. If it is a partnership firm and you as a partner is having more than 20% share in the PSR, profit sharing ratio, then you are said to have substantial interest. Second, individual has more than 20% beneficial. Likho. Individual has more than 20% beneficial ownership. तो 2 मिनट में क्वेश्चन हो जाएंगे अगर आप ये ध्यान से पढ़ रहे हो अभी. Individual has more than 20% beneficial ownership in company. It is also called as voting right. Ownership is more than 20% voting right in a company. Then that individual is said to have substantial interest. Now, how do you calculate the beneficial ownership? Example, उसी के नीचे, same example I've made you write in the first chapter. Mr. A has 14% shares of RIL Limited. Mr. A HUF. Mr. A HUF. कर्ता कौन है इसका? Mr. A HUF. कर्ता कौन है? Mr. A. Mr. A is individually owning 14% shares of RIL, less than 20. But Mr. A ka HUF is there, Hindu Undivided Family, and he is Mr. A as a karta. He is owning 10% shares of RIL. What is the beneficial ownership of Mr. A?
24%.
Thank you so much for that chorus answer. Thank you. पक्का you all should literally smile. It makes a difference. ये कोई सोच रहा होगा आसपास ये एग्जाम लिख रही है क्या कर रही है हंस रही है. But you should have that genuine wala smile if you get the same example. So many times they are asking in MCQ, 2 out of 2 marks yours. Beneficial ownership. Chalo, now second point.
So disappointed. देख लेता देख के करता हूँ बेचारा भी.
Where spouse gets salary, where spouse gets salary, commission. Literally, I'm repeating 2 times, assuming you all are solving with me. Salary, commission, fees from a firm or company. From a company where individual is beneficial owner. Right, you will understand. Where the spouse gets salary, commission, fees from a firm, company, where individual is a beneficial owner. with qualification. With qualification, no clubbing. I told you I am a chartered accountant, and if I am getting accounts management fees from my husband's firm, no clubbing. Without qualification, clubbing will apply. Clubbing in the hands of individual. You want to write an example? ये लिखा बेटा, without qualification clubbing होगा. Mr. A is director. ब्रैकेट में लिख दो beneficial owner. Definitely as a director he is holding say more than 20% shares also. Mrs. A is getting interior fees from company. Mr. A is a director, beneficial owner. Mrs. A is getting interior fees. I made you write salary, commission, and fees. Mrs. A is interior decorator. Mrs. A is interior decorator. Now you say, clubbing will come or no clubbing? आंसर आप बोलो बेटा.
नो मैम.
अरे लेकिन फॉर्म किस चीज के वो तो कुछ अरे क्वालिफिकेशन है ना.
No clubbing of income. I told you mutually don't discuss. That disturbs many students who are not able to speak up from themselves. नहीं तो आप ही पढ़ा लो सब एक दूसरे. पूछो डाउट है तो. डाउट्स अच्छे हैं आपके, पूछो, नो प्रॉब्लम. एंड दिस आज का तो टॉपिक इज डिफरेंट. द वे वी हैव स्टडीड सैलरी, ग्रेचुइटी, फिगर्स फिगर्स फिगर्स. अभी तो वी हैव नॉट इवन स्टार्टेड अ प्रॉब्लम एंड मोर देन 1 hour is over. Mr. A is a director. Mrs. A, she gets interior fees, say 5 lakhs from company, where Mr. A is a director. But if Mrs. A, she's an interior decorator. That's why they have hired and they are giving no clubbing of income. अगर होता तो भी किसके हाथ में, वो भी no clubbing of income in hands. No clubbing of income in hands of Mr. A. Over and out. कोई clubbing of income नहीं है. Ask your doubt if you have any.
If the qualification is not related to the business, ma'am, then
Then that's what. If it is genuine, no problem. But if she's qualified for the work for which you are paying, suppose that Mr. A is paying, say, royalty to Mrs. A, and she's actually engineer. She comes and solves the computers wala issue, no problem. But if Mr. A is just paying fake salary or royalty to Mrs. A and she doesn't know engineering ka E also, then it's actually like companies wants to give to A, but A is burdened, so A is saying thoda income mere wife ko de do na. This chapter's base, you understand, people are trying to divert the income, so they are again bringing it back, putting the things at proper place. Clubbing. I'm working in a company. I should get salary, remuneration, fees, everything. I said, oh, it's heavy burden. Why don't you pay commission to my husband, as if my husband is doing consultancy? People try to divert the income. That's why this clubbing provision. Followed? Any example is there in your mind? Ask, no problem. Otherwise, I'll go to the next one. Just related directly, we can do the question also. So many questions are asked. Okay. Next, just leave some space. Third point के लिए. or let us write incomplete. It's like applicability based. If both are having substantial interest. There are firms when husband and wife both are having substantial interest. Both are owning more than 20% PSR or more than 20% shares. Both are having substantial interest.
So it will be substantial interest for both.
Both are getting income. Both are getting income without qualification. But they are the owners kind people who have more than 20% substantial. Both are getting income without qualification. Income will be clubbed. Income will be clubbed in hands of individual having highest income. This chapter is lopsided. पूरा डिपार्टमेंट के साइड है. If both are having substantial interest and say both are getting salary and commission and all without qualification, yeah, then this income will be clubbed in the hands of husband or wife who is having highest income. Without this, उसके हाथ में club कर दो. And fourth one, mark and write down over there. Very important for question and answer. Very important for question and answer.
Ma'am, ma'am, श्रेया को एक डाउट आया है.
बोलो बोलो पूछो.
दोनों को सब्सटेंशियल इंटरेस्ट है और दोनों को लेवल ऑफ इनकम इज सेम. Then what?
No. If both are having substantial interest and both are getting salary and remuneration without qualification, income is clubbed in the hands of the husband or wife who is having highest income. They exactly can't have the same income. No, how? They'll be getting income from many other sources, and also who is having highest income, in that income the other spouse income will be clubbed.
Both are having same level of income. Equal
income, then by choice. Agar this is a very exception to the rule you are saying, but I'm answering it exactly correct way. Then whenever we go to our CA, is दोनों में से किसी में भी कर सकते हो, तो you decide. But wherever you club, it's going to be clubbed every time in the same hands. That is for sure. If exactly same income, which is only like rarely possible, so of course you can club in any hands, but then it will continue in the same hands. Write down now the next point. You can ask me any absurd doubt, don't mind, but just allow me to complete this part. ये देखो बहुत important है, very important for question and answer you write. When spouse
voice cut हो रही है.
Yeah. Write down. In 1 or 2 minutes it will happen. Again it will come down. When spouse contributes capital. When spouse contributes capital. First you write down example for this. Example. Mr. A, arrow mark, contributing capital rupees 2 lakh to Mrs. A. Once again I am repeating if you have missed out. A example, Mr. A contributing capital 2 lakh to Mrs. A, starting boutique. Mrs. A wants to start a boutique and Mrs. A's own contribution is rupees 5 lakh. और यहां से कितना आया? 2 lakh. Total contribution of capital is 7 lakhs. Total profit 35,000. Now, clubbing of, ऐसे arrow mark करो, clubbing of एग्जाम में यू हैव टू डायरेक्ट सॉल्व क्वेश्चन, आई विल आल्सो सॉल्व, अभी करेंगे, बहुत इजी प्रॉब्लम्स है. क्लबिंग ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनेट इनकम. हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द प्रोपोर्शनेट इनकम from other chapters to capital gain to accounts to costing, everywhere make cross multiplication your best friends. What is the total capital? 7 lakh. What is Mr. A's capital contribution? 2 lakh. What is the total profit in 7 lakh? 35,000. तो Mr. A का share in the net profit कितना? 35,000 into 2 lakh by 7 lakh. कितना आ रहा है?
परसेंट नहीं, आंसर क्या है?
हाँ? How much? 10,000. 10,000 income will be clubbed in hands of Mr. A. Write down the whole diagram. It's as good as 4 marks question. I'll show you the past exam question also, what is asked for this. Mrs. A wants to start a boutique. 5 lakh rupees she has put. 2 lakh husband gave her. So 7 lakh. And she made a profit of 35,000. In 7 lakhs profit, it's 35,000 to ma'am. This is as good as like partnership. There's no partnership between A and B. A and Mrs. A. कोई पार्टनरशिप नहीं है, फिर भी ये क्लबिंग होगा. You know, once finished writing, all of you, where you are not getting, tell me, I will share. Mr. A's capital. Mr. A's capital is 2 lakh. So Mr. A's share in net profit will be this. This proportionate capital you have to check on first day. You have to check the capital on first day. I want you all to write option 2 or example 2. If Mr. A gave rupees 2 lakh as loan, no clubbing. Mr. A didn't contribute as capital. Mr. A said, oh, you're starting a boutique, no? Take loan, you pay me interest. Then no clubbing provisions will not come. Clubbing provisions will not come. Mr. A gave rupees 2 lakh as loan, तो फिर clubbing नहीं होगा. बात समझ में आ रही है? Only if the Mr. A is contributing. If Mr. A, third option, ये तीनों options एग्जाम में आ चुके हैं. If Mr. A contributed rupees 2 lakh, write down, I'm dictating. If Mr. A contributed rupees 2 lakh as capital on 10th of April 25. No clubbing in 2024-25. See, the spouse has to contribute on the 1st of April, over and out. But the husband contributed on 10th of April. So this year, no clubbing. Next year, we will see.
मेरा प्रॉफिट तो मेरा प्रॉफिट मैं खाऊंगी.
Nee, what is the doubt? Ask me in all the 3 examples. Huh? Yeah, listen to it orally. See, my husband is starting a business. I'm not a partner, but I'm contributing some capital or some property or something. Now, very genuine argument you all should also have in your mind is, ma'am, husband wife ko gift to dega na, right? We have already done income from other sources. That gift within the relative, there is no taxability. So husband is giving property or capital contribution to wife, no problem. But as long as husband is gifting money or asset to wife and she is enjoying, it's not a problem. But if she starts getting income from that, that income belongs to husband. In short, actually, it's husband's business. He's diverting through wife. I hope you are getting. So, wife started a boutique of 5 lakhs capital. Husband contributed 2 lakh. So, proportionate profit will be taxable in the hands of husband. If husband gave 5 lakh, 2 lakh rupees to wife, wife kept in the locker, no problem. But the moment she's using the asset received from husband, and she's getting income, that income husband is gifting on 25th anniversary, say a diamond necklace of 10 lakh rupees to wife, no problem, no clubbing. But wife, she starts giving it out on rent to other people on weddings. Now that rental income on that diamond necklace is going to be clubbed in the hands of husband. Okay, when we were student, it was an actual case of Anil Ambani and Tina Ambani. Anil Ambani say he's giving a yacht boat to Tina Ambani, and just an example, she is using it for her weekend parties and all, no problem. But the moment she starts giving it out on rent for functions and weddings and getting income, that income is clubbed in the hands of the husband. See, why clubbing? Why clubbing? Why clubbing? Because there is diversion of income. Husband is burden. I'm only getting salary. I'm only getting business. I'm only doing share trading. So I will transfer to wife. Then transfer the asset outright. No problem. But if you are contributing as capital, then you are indirectly a partner, and 2 lakhs related profit will be added in the hands of the husband. Okay, right? So, and this provision is very practically also followed. But then I'm telling you, this clubbing chapter is good. It's scoring, it's very easy, but it's so ortho. Now imagine my husband wants to give me 2 lakh rupees for the boutique I want to start. He's not able to give. What he will do, there are many relations other than husband and wife in the family. Husband will transfer the money to my son. Father can give to son, no clubbing. Son can give to mother, no clubbing. So indirectly I have got it. Followed? So like this, there are loopholes that all the relationships are not covered in the clubbing. This topic is practically not looked after कि हाँ अब इसमें क्या change करना चाहिए. But exam oriented अगर हम पढ़ें, first thing is minor. Whatever 5 points I told you for minor in MCQs, in case scenario, question answers, you should know. Husband wife clubbing, and exactly we are doing now. What are the questions asked? Last 5 minutes to complete the notes, and then we will go to question and answers. So 4 cases more are there where income is clubbed, and again I am saying sir pair bina ke, matlab only some relations are caught up. This can I close? Capital contribution, the first rule is check the capital on 1st April. Ma'am, here it is 10th April, no clubbing this year. Ma'am, next year, yeah, next year clubbing will happen. Okay? And if husband is giving as loan, तो कोई problem ही नहीं है, clubbing का सवाल ही नहीं है. Now write down sections I am giving. If you remember, okay. If not, no problem. As a teacher, I am only saying, कोई problem नहीं. Because you have to remember lot of limits in GST also. ठीक है? Right. 64(1) clause 4. Write down. Mr. A.
पूछ ले
मैम डाउट है
डाउट है, पूछो क्या डाउट है, बोलो बोलो.
अगर हस्बैंड ने वाइफ को गिफ्ट किया है एसेट एंड शी सेल्स एंड जनरेट्स इनकम फ्रॉम दैट,
हाँ, that sale income will also be taxable in the hands of husband. Very nice question. Husband has gifted, say, asset to wife, that boat or that necklace, and whatever income is getting, that is clubbed in the hands of husband. You are saying if the wife outrightly sells that jewelry or the boat, the capital gain will also be taxable in the hands of husband.
okay. Yes, ma'am.
अभी मुझे एक डाउट है, आप पूछो तो मैं भी पूछूंगी, आपको तो सब समझ में आ गया अभी तक. So looking at the cases that husband is contributing capital 5 lakh, wife is starting a boutique, and 2 lakh husband contributed, proportionate profit taxable in the hands of husband. There was a bad year and wife got losses in the boutique. So the total loss is 35,000. अब loss कौन bear करेगा?
Wife.
Full 35,000 loss wife will bear because
Yes.
it's her boutique. Everyone is having same answer because I can hear only few voices. Shiva, you are attending online. You can put in chat box also. So many of you. Ketan, हाँ बोलो.
Ma'am, loss will be granted to Mr. A also, husband.
That's the correct answer. Proportionate. See, very smart you all are. Profit आया तो मेरा, loss आया तो wife का. ऐसे थोड़ी होगा. If you are contributing the capital and if the wife is getting losses, that loss proportionate 10,000 also belongs to husband and he can set off in other losses. Set off is tomorrow's class. I'm again saying, please tell it to all the students who you know who are writing CA Inter, CMA Inter. ये दिमाग में fit करो. There are 6 heads to score marks in DT. 5 heads and 6th is set off tomorrow's class. Equal weightage of salary and capital gain and hardly 4 to 5 pages to do. So without deciding anything in choice, set off a separately asked question, you all should attempt. Come back to the example and digest this. I'm going to make you write this point. If my husband has contributed capital, proportionate profit, husband, you pay tax. So proportionate 10,000 loss also, Mr. A will bear and he can, it is his loss. He can set off that loss in other income and all. Set of rules I don't want to teach. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
अभी ना आप लोग सोचोगे हम एक डाउट पूछे तो मैम एक और पूछ लेते हैं, but it's a beautiful topic, huh? And it becomes very scoring in the exam by the way we are discussing. Chalo, write down the next one now. Very small 4 cases are there. Mr. A transfers some assets to Mrs. A without consideration. What do you mean without consideration? It's like a gift. Out of love and affection, Mr. A transfers an asset to Mrs. A. Diamond necklace, boat or anything, yacht boat or anything. No problem. It's out of love and affection without consideration. Now write down. Mrs. A के हाथ में. If income derived, it will be clubbed in hands of Mr. A. Khatam. Baat hi khatam. Mr. A has transferred asset without consideration out of love and affection to Mrs. A. Then if income is derived, that income is clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. So we will go in a different way. You know how we change the roots in Google? We will do rerouting in Google. And this time, 7. First time making it 6417. Mr. A transfers asset. Write down the way I am drawing the diagram. Mr. A transfers the asset to third person. It could be a partnership firm, it could be a trust or anything, a third person. Now, where beneficiary is Mrs. A. Baat khatam. Baat khatam. Clubbing of income in hands of Mr. A. Mr. is saying, oh, if I transfer the asset directly to wife, it will be taxable. I will transfer to a private trust. There are many private trusts where, say, the major beneficiary is my wife. So indirectly also it's going to wife, no? Income is clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Next, section 64(1), clause 6. I'm just giving Mr. A. It could be reverse also. I hope you are not confused. Otherwise, instead of A, you write down SSC. Better है. SSC में husband wife कोई भी आ सकते हैं. SSC transfers asset to son's wife. Who is son's wife? Daughter-in-law. And if there is any income, it will be clubbed in hands of SSC. Better write the word SSC. Koi bhi, not my husband. If I transfer an asset out of love and affection without adequate consideration to my daughter-in-law and she starts getting income from that, that income will be clubbed in the hands of me, mother-in-law. है ना? Last one. Section 64(1)(8). ASSESSEE. हाँ. SSC transfers asset to third party. I call it as person or AOP. AOP is usually like trust where yeah. Are you all comfortable writing or not? Quickly, it's the same, so I'm copying paste exactly as it. Assessee transfers asset to person. AOP, where the beneficiary is daughter-in-law. हाँ बोलो.
Is it transfer of ownership or transfer of possession?
Transfer of asset. Transfer of asset है ना?
नहीं मैम.
एसेट की ओनरशिप की एसेट का पोजेशन मतलब अगर सपोज इट वाज ज्वेलरी देन इट्स अ पोजेशन ट्रांसफर बट जैसे इट वाज अ लैंड पीस एंड देन द ओनरशिप इज ट्रांसफर्ड देन इट शुड बी टैक्स्ड इन द टोटल इकोनॉमी राइट like
yeah, see, these are 4 cases. If it is outrightly transferred with the legal paper ki whatever is my property that belongs to my daughter-in-law and I have outrightly taken the sale consideration also, no problem. No problem. Koi clubbing nahi hota. Clubbing is when I have transferred asset to my daughter-in-law out of love and affection without consideration. I've transferred the ownership or the possession, whatever you call, movable, immovable. Utna law ka term important nahi. Important is I have transferred without consideration. If I have transferred my property to my daughter-in-law and I have literally taken the sale consideration, capital gain for me and no clubbing, no problem. I'm ready to pay tax. But I have transferred asset to my daughter-in-law out of love and affection. Say it's a commercial shop in a complex. And now my daughter-in-law is getting rental income. That will be clubbed in my hands. Now I transferred the property in the name of an AOP or a trust or a person where main beneficiary is my daughter-in-law. Then also clubbing will come. Clear your doubt? So how many cases? Yeah, I'll read out for all of you. Please read it from here. If you have completed writing, these are the simple 4 cases. Ye dekho beta. Ye rahe. Charo. When asset other than house property is transferred by individual or otherwise then for adequate. See, if it is for adequate consideration, it's as good as sale. तो कोई problem ही नहीं है. Or in connection with an agreement to live apart. In case of divorce, the husband is transferring the flat to wife. No problem, no clubbing. Because husband-wife relationship is only getting closed. Any income from asset is deemed to be income of transferor. If the asset is transferred to SSC's son's wife, therefrom will be clubbed in the hands of transferor. If asset is transferred for inadequate consideration to a person or AOP, the income on which is immediately or for the deferred benefit of spouse. I transferred the income to a person or AOP or a trust, but where the beneficiary is my wife, indirectly I am transferring to her only. If the assets are transferred otherwise, then for adequate consideration to a person and all, then clubbing provisions will apply. Ma'am, but how absurd this is. They are covering up only 4 relations. That's what. Transfer to spouse or transfer to third party for spouse. Transfer to daughter-in-law and third party. Chalo, some more concepts are there. Chote chote clubbing on clubbing karke. So leave one page of booster note. I want to take up one problem so that we apply this knowledge. Take a break. So solve some problems. Enough of theory. But thank you so much that patiently you have. It's not easy to learn it this way. Normally I get so many questions, ma'am, can you take it little faster? But I told you I can take it faster. I can give you screenshot. I can give you smart charts. But when exams come and you have to write 3 hours exam, unless you write it in your way, तो अगर किसी को ऑर्थो और ट्रेडिशनल लगता है तो है अब यही है. चलो, now let us apply all the knowledge and question answers are super duper easy. So we are doing the first problem in the notebook. पहले पढ़ो. Following details are furnished in the hands of Mr. Y and his family member. Determine the gross total income. Income as a child artist, minor is getting. Oh, no clubbing. No clubbing. Business income. Who is having business income? Mr. Y. And it's a loss. No problem. Salary income from X Limited. Mrs. Y is getting salary income from X Limited, where Mr. Y is holding 25% salary, voting right. Okay. Mr. Y is the beneficial owner. Okay. And Mrs. Y is getting salary from which limited? X Limited. और नीचे दिया है Mrs. Y possesses BCom degree and she is working as an accountant. आराम से पढ़ो. Clubbing answer is very easy, but students rush to interpret. That's the usual experience. Offline classes में I give one question and I'm going around the class ऐसे okay till I come back. You all solve it, and this is the thing it happens. देखो, salary income, who is getting? Wife. From a firm where husband is having substantial interest, but then she's qualified. No clubbing. Now, share of profit received from the partnership firm. Mr. Y and minor child are a partner in partnership firm and they have received share of profit. In whose hands this will be taxable? Don't see the answer and you answer me. Share of the profit from part. Kiske?
Mr. Y.
Mr. Y's hand. Why?
He's having highest income.
Okay. What is the nature of income? It's a share of profit from a partnership firm, from a firm, A, B and Co. So when something you have studied in business head, you have to recollect now. When partnership firms say partners are getting 40% share, minor is getting 10% share, is this your taxable income? Yes or no? Otherwise, you have to go home and refer your basic classes. Tax rates for partnership firm, not taxable, no. A firm has earned 1 lakh rupees. Firm has paid 30% tax. Now they are distributing 50 to you, 50 to you. Again, share of the profit received from partnership firm. Is it taxable in the hands of the partner? No, it is exempt. If you feel कि नहीं मैम कुछ याद आ रहा है but clarity नहीं है, no problem. But only thing you have to do is you have to go and refer those basic classes. How we are calculating the tax for partnership firm, and I'm again repeating, firm has got 1 lakh profit, firm has already paid 30% tax. Now this profit, if it is distributed to the partners, it will be exempt in the hands of the partner. याद है या नहीं सबको? अच्छा, what about the salary and remuneration paid by the firm to partner? Will it be exempt or taxable in the hands of partner?
Taxable.
Taxable under which head?
Business income.
Business income. Up to first 6 lakhs of the profit, 90% or 3 lakh, whichever is lower balance. We have done all that. So here, read it. This is a share of the profit received from a partnership firm. So no problem. Now, commission is received by Mrs. Y. Mrs. Y does not render any service to the AB and Co. Who is a partner in the firm? AB and Co में कौन partner है बेटा? Mr. A. Yes or no? Mr. Y. Mr. Y and minor child are partner in AB and Co. And in that, wife is getting commission without giving any service. तो ये income किसके हाथ में club होगी? Mr. Y के हाथ में. Sure? Clear to all of you? And last is interest income. Interest income will come in other source for them, and minus interest income, this income will not be clubbed. Minus income will be clubbed in hands of the parent who is having highest income. Anyone is having any doubt in reading the problem? पूछो ना.
No, ma'am.
Chalo, then let us work out this and then take a break also. I want all of you to leave at least one page for some small notes which I want all of you to write and write down question. Acha, we are calculating income in column. It's allowed. It's allowed in case of clubbing. Computation of income. Off to aega nahi. For the previous year 24-25. Particulars make little bigger so that we can write reasoning also there itself. Mr. Y, Mrs. Y, minor child. Always start with salary income. Ma'am, but first they have given business income. No, headwise we should go. Income from salary. Who is getting salary? I want please all of you to read it. Even if you are not saying, I can see the feedback. थोड़ा juggling हो रहा है आपके mind में कि कहाँ से क्या pick up करना है. See, this chapter I cannot do like that. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher, that or this. You know, we used to go very systematic. It's not possible. You have read the whole problem. Now you have to pick up the correct figure. So who is getting salary income? Mrs. Y. So Mrs. Y is getting salary income. But then she's getting salary income from where? Husband is having substantial interest, but she's qualified. So no need to do any clubbing. Mrs. Y, it's your salary taxable in your hands. Please ask back, ma'am, I'm not agreeing to this point. या आपके mind में कोई भी conflict है तो आप पूछो. बिंदास पूछो, बोलो. Next. Income from business head. Income from business head. Who is doing the business and having a loss? Mr. Y. 40,000 loss to be written in bracket. Or next, share of profit from AB and Co. It's a partnership firm. Exempt, 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 exempt. Why exempt? Because partnership firm has already paid tax. Now, next is commission received by Mrs. X. Commission received by Mrs. Y from From which firm? A, B and Co. ब्रैकेट में लिखो not giving any service to A, B and Co. Mrs. Y is getting commission, but she's not working. So this income will be taxable in the hands of Mr. Y. Mr. Y के हाथ में this commission will be taxable because she's getting in a commission from a firm where husband is a partner. And is Mr. A having substantial share in partnership? Can anyone say how did you decide? Can anyone say how did you decide that Mr. A is having substantial share in AB and Co?
He's having more than 20% of profit
Yeah,
sharing.
40% he is having the share in the partnership. Chalo. 40. Now you know the trick to be followed in exam, which is not taught many places, but this is where you do. Now it's time to club the minors income. But before that, first you write down income from other sources. Interest income. Interest income. How much is interest income of Mr. Y? 8,000. Okay. Now one point, I skipped reading in the question. So I want all of you to go back to your book and read with me. Interest income received by Mrs. Y. Ye raha, 5,000. Is from investment 40,000 gifted by Mr. Y and 40,000 invested from her own source.
So,
Yes.
uh,
Bolo?
2000.
Yeah. Mr. Y, she has got income from investment 5,000, but 40,000 she invested and 40,000 she has got gift from husband, and she has put in mutual fund investment and she got the return. So 50% return to be clubbed in the hands of husband. अभी तक I have not clubbed minors income. अभी तो आपस में इनकी juggling चल रही है. Write down. Interest income of Mrs. Y. 50%. 2,500. Anyone in the class who is copying because Dipti ma'am is a teacher and she's supposed to do correct, please don't, unless you justify in your mind. Oh, Mrs. Y, how much income you got from investment? 5,000. But 50% what you invested, your husband gave you, no? So let husband pay the tax. Simple. Now it's time that minor is getting interest income. But before that, you should do the total. Total income before clubbing. Total income before clubbing minus income. Minor की income club करने से पहले check. What is husband's income? 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 2,000, and there's a business loss. Oh, he's having 9,500 loss and wife is having 32,500 income. Now you tell me. Are you getting what I did? See, before you decide कि minors income will be clubbed in whose hands, first mutually do the clubbing. Mutually आप कर लो अपना अपना कौन क्या club करेगा, and then minors income will be clubbed. How much is minors interest income? 4,000. Write down. Minors interest income. Minors interest income clubbed in hands of Mrs. Y. Why? Highest income. Husband and wife के account में whose income is highest? Wife. तो wife के हाथ में taxable होगा. How much? 4,000. Less Now this has to be printed in exam. Exempt under section 1032. Every minor's income when it is clubbed in the hands of the parent, you get exemption.
Only search level. The maximum income of a minor exempt is 1,500 per year.
Total income. He is having a loss. He is having 35,000. Oh, did I miss writing the business income of the minor child? Sorry. Here only in this column, minor is getting income because of profession. No need to write separate. Husband is doing business, there's a loss. But minor ka to income from business and profession hai na? 60,000. That will come directly. Take your time for interpretation and ask your doubts. And even if you don't have any doubts, I want you to go by every point and interpret. Ma'am, why did you take in the middle column? Why did you take in last column? Why did you do this? This is one of the best patient ways of learning clubbing. It takes time initially. I always say it's like driving a car. One by one step, if you everything is taught at a time. ये gear है, ये brake है, ये steering है, ये ऐसा है, वैसा है. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है कि दिन में ड्राइविंग थोड़ी सीख लेते हैं. So that's the way, step by step we are learning. Now you apply it, it should be clear. Anyone is having any doubt? No doubt. Okay. Chalo, shall we start quickly? Okay, take a pause and give me an honest review. Is clubbing of income clear? The way I have taught you one concept, one problem in business head, in salary, in-house property, those are format-based topic. This is logical topic. Okay, if I've transferred asset to my spouse without adequate consideration, income is going to be clubbed in my hands. And if my spouse is getting salary, commission, remuneration, he's not qualified. So it will be done in my hands. So tell me, until now everything is clear? हाँ पूछो.
Clear.
आवाज कट रही है.
आवाज कट
पता नहीं कैसा करना कैसे करना.
Check it over there now. This one thing, is it nearby to the Wi-Fi where the Zoom and all is there? Because of the video on, you have to be near to the Wi-Fi. You cannot do it. ठीक है. Okay, I'll see because I'm going to put this recording also. So check it. If it is there, no, I will also get a sign over here that your internet is low. Then that will happen. I can come to know by my camera and my lip movement if it goes loose from this side. Okay. Now, as we move ahead, one more thing I wanted to ask. Yeah. Is the presentation clear to you? Even in the clubbing, if they give you interest income first, you are taking it last. You have to do clubbing also according to head. And that beautiful part which I said, husband and wife, do the mutual clubbing and then check the total. Okay. That part was very important. Okay. Chalo. Let us now do some more questions related to this same. And we are doing the second question in class now. They are now very easy question. Mr. A, a widower, has 3 children, 19, 17 and 5 years. First child derives 1 lakh income per year. No clubbing because he is above the 18 years. Income detail of Mr. A and other children is given. Mr. A is getting business income. Interest on FDs out of gift. This second child, this will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. There is no choice, ma'am, Mr. A के हाथ में होगा या Mrs. A. Mrs. A is not there, right? Bank interest for both the children, it will be clubbed. Salary earned on application of skills. I want the answer from you all. What do I do of 48 and 24? Salary earned on basis of application of skill. Can you hear me or not?
Ma'am, 24,000 is taxable in second child only. No clubbing.
24,000 is taxable in the hands of the second child because it is not income from FD and all. It is salary or income earned because of application of skill. So minor getting income, it will not be club. Acha, all of you sitting live in the class, not at all clear my voice or clear? What happened? No response. Are you all able to hear me? Acha.
It's not clear, my voice is not clear. आपको नहीं आ रही है?
कभी ऐसे हुए तो एक बार अभी we gave the break also, no, you can just log out and log it again, it becomes clear. But not now it will take 10 minutes. I gave the break, तब कर लेना एक बार try अगर आवाज कम आ रही. चलो, last part now, interest on salary income. Minor child got salary income that he will keep, but on that interest income, this income will be clubbed in the hands of the father. And interest on salary income, Mr. A also got, will be taxable in income from us. It's like super duper easy problem. Only thing, be careful of 2 points. One is do headwise presentation, and for every minor's income, don't forget to take 1500 per child deduction. I'm doing it in notebook with very slowly पूरे format के साथ, तो आप वापस problem पढ़ो and ask me any doubts if you have. Computation of income of Mr. A. Mr. A and his children also. Computation of income of लिखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, कितने लोगों के नाम लिखोगे, and child लिख दो. चलो, everyone is clear why I did not make the column for first child? Because first child is already major, he will not get any clubbing provisions attracted. Mr. A himself, second child and third child. हो गया? चलो, अब हम शुरू करते हैं सैलरी. फर्स्ट हेड, income from salary, 8,000 and 2,000. That's income from salary. Next is business income. Income from business. Directly we are just copying Mr. A doing business. It will be taxable in his hands. Income from salary, then business income, and then directly income from other source. Income from other source. In that, the first one is bank interest. Bank interest, self, खुद का bank interest. Mr. A's own bank interest, 7,000. Right? Okay. And now, interest on the salary saved also for Mr. A. Interest on salary saved for Mr. A himself is 8,000. Now minus income. Minus income clubbed. First of all, salary is not clubbed because that is second child's own application of the skill. Oh, sorry, I wrote wrong figure for salary. Salary का figure मैंने गलत लिखा है. No one told me. Salary का figure is 48,000. बिल्कुल आवाज नहीं आ रही मेरी. Online students, are you all able to hear or you are also not able to hear me? क्या हो गया?
No, ma'am. I am hearing.
Ma'am, the laptop just still. अपना ही दिखा रहा है. अपना ही. So that's why it's stuttering in between.
I didn't get you, beta. क्या हुआ?
Yes.
चलो. Now let us go to the minors income club. First, we will take it for the second child. Second child. Second child has got 15,000 interest on FDs out of gift. Bank interest 8,000 and interest on salary 2,000. What is the total income of the second child? 25,000 minus 1,500 under section 1032. 1,500 under 1032. So 23,500. I wrote it here itself. You can make a working also for this. है ना? चलो. Now, third child. Third child income is just 1,000 rupees. Less exempt. 1,000 under section 1032. So taxable will be nil. And that's all. You must be feeling, ma'am, आप कितने ज़्यादा efforts लगाए chapter समझाने में, and actually question answers are very easy. But always question answers don't come. Sometimes the interpretation which I have taught comes in the form of the case study. How much is income of A? Do the total. उधर total गलत है, आप करो, आप बोलो. What is your total? I want to copy from your books. Quick answer.
Mom,
Hmm.
under income from other sources, the second point, interest on salary.
Huh?
Is it saved?
Yeah, salary income saved and then invested. But ultimately, it's in this one, no? Ultimately, it's income on investment. So it will be clubbed. 136,500. You finish writing, I'll re-explain. No problem. It's very easy. Quick, 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 little quick.
Interest on salary, saved in investment.
ये देखो, listen. Minor getting salary income. Keep with you. Second child. Who was the second child? Yeah. 24,000 salary income. Minor you have earned out of your talent. It's your income. But minor went and made FD of 24,000. On that salary saved, minor received 2,000 interest on FD. So interest and FD and other income will be clubbed in the hands of the parent. It's not ki once you are filing your return, all income you do. Minor is going to pay tax on income out of skill and talent. But that income, if minor is investing in FD and interest is received, interest on FD received by parents is to be clubbed. Only to confuse you, they have given little more detail. You know how minor made this FD? With the salary income. You followed or not? But what's the nature of income? It's FD interest, 2,000. Is your doubt clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo. Now I want all of you to please make sure to write a note also here. Note लिखना है सबको exam में for the first child. Because you didn't club the first child income, you all should write a note. First child, 19 years, rupees 1 lakh income is not clubbed as he is not minor or he's major, whatever you want to write. He's above 18 years, so his income will not be clubbed. Hannah? Still any confusion for 2,000 or clear? Next problem. इतने छोटे छोटे प्रॉब्लम एग्जाम में आते हैं, बिल्कुल आते हैं. Very simple. Third one we are doing here only. It's very simple. You do it as homework. Mr. Don is a trader, particularly of income, and his family members are getting income. Income of from business Mr. Don. नाम तो बहुत अच्छे डाले हैं टाइपिस्ट ने पूरे. तो Mr. Don has got business income. He will only pay the tax. Salary derived from educational institute by Mrs. Don, and she's principal over there. So Mrs. Don herself will pay the tax. She's working out of her skill and talent. She will pay the tax. Now, interest on company's deposit derived by Chota Don. These deposits were made in the name of Chota Don by father's father, grandfather, जो भी है. Minor son getting 12,000 FD interest. It will be clubbed in the hands of the parent who is having higher income. So you can put a line here. Who's having higher income? D. So this 12,000 income will be taxable in the hands of D. 1,500 exemption के साथ. Now, minor baby Dawn, she is a child artist and she's getting income from sale of her paintings, income from skill and talent. You only pay the tax. Income from lottery earned by minor son. Okay. Even if it is lottery income, there's no skill and talent in lottery. Only the business or profession income is separately taxable. This 6,000 will be clubbed here with a standard deduction, and this is over. Easy. Will you be able to do it again on your own at home in 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Next problem also I'm just checking. It's homework because exactly same I made you write. But before doing the fourth problem, I want to do again maybe a revision or learning. Wife starting a boutique with 5 lakh. Husband contributing the money on 1st April. Proportionate profit or loss belongs to husband. That's the same. And this is a 4-mark question in study material from past exams. Same name. Vaibhav started a proprietary business on 1st April 23 with a capital of 5 lakh. He incurred a loss of 2 lakh. He alone did the business. Okay. Who? Vaibhav. And he incurred a loss of 2 lakh. How loss is always deducted out of capital and profit is added. Now, how much profit is left with Vaibhav? 3 lakh. Now, to overcome the financial position, wife Vaishali, she gifted 5 lakh on 1st April 2024. Vaibhav started business with 5 lakh, 2 lakh loss हो गया, 3 lakh बचा. Now next year 24 में wife gave a gift of 5 lakh, total 8 lakh. Yeah. Vaibhav now earned a profit of 4 lakh. Superb. In 8 lakh, 4 lakh is profit. So wife gave 5 lakh. Kitna? I hope you are getting. Total capital 8 lakhs. Total profit 4 lakhs. Wife contributed 5 lakh. What is the income to be clubbed in the hands of wife? 2,50,000. Compute the amount to be clubbed in the hands of Vaishali. 50%, 2,50,000. If Vaishali gave the amount as loan, what would be clubbing? No clubbing. Clubbing provisions doesn't come if the wife is giving 5 lakh as loan. What would be your answer if the Vaishali gave the money on 10th of April? No clubbing this year because you have to check the capital contributed on 1st of April. Next year we can. No problem. Is the fourth problem clear to all of you? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Same we have done in the class. Chalo, fifth one we will do it in writing now, practice के साथ. But पहले interpret कर लो. Dhaval and wife Hiral, they are doing business. See, salary income computed means already standard deduction and all is given. So ये किसका income है? Hiral का. Income of minor son B who suffers from disability. No clubbing. If the minor is getting income from skill or talent, or he is handicapped, who is having disability, no clubbing. Income of minor daughter C from singing, no clubbing. Income from profession of Dhaval, Dhaval के खुद के हाथ में taxable होगा. Cash gift received by C. C को कैश गिफ्ट मिल रहा है from a friend of Hiral in winning a singing competition, and it's 48,000. Now here, any cash gift received, and if it is less than 50,000, it's not taxable. So this is anyhow exempt. Now, income of minor married daughter. Yeah, clubbing provisions will come. What is Hiral's income? 460. What is Dhaval's income? 750. In whose hands minor's income will be taxable? 30,000. Tell me. Dhaval or Hiral?
Dhaval.
Dhaval. And will the minor get an exemption of 1,500 per child? Yes. Compute the income of Dhaval and Hiral. Purposely, I gave the same way. Ma'am, B is getting handicapped income, C is getting. In whose hands it will be taxable? Their hands. Then why in answer you have made 2 column? Why not 4 column for talent income of minor and all? If they ask you to compute 2 income, you should compute 2 income. Don't make extra column. Definitely you can write notes like this. Okay. Shall we solve it in writing? It's very easy. 5th problem. But practice भी होगी. चलो. Practice भी हो जाएगी आपकी. Problem number 5th. Computation of income of Mr. Dhaval and Mrs. Hiral. Only 2 people, not minor's income. So who is getting first salary income? Hiral. Salary income for D and E. एक लाइन छोड़ के लिखते हैं. Quickly put your left hand on the question paper and copy. Salary income is already computed. They can twist here and give you gross salary, then you are expected to take 75,000 standard deduction. Minor child B and C को छोड़ दो. Now income, there's no rental income. Yeah, any doubt is there beta? पूछो.
No, ma'am.
Income from profession will come directly for Dhaval. Cash gift is not taxable because it's less than 50,000. Now, income from other sources, FD interest. That company deposit is nothing but like the FD's interest of minor married daughter. 30,000. It will be clubbed in hands. You know, you can put a line like this and check. So it will be clubbed here, but less exemption under section 1032, 1,500 per child, 28,500. 28,500. So what is the TI? Itna easy tha. Look at the watch. 2 minutes you are able to do the problem, but so much clear interpretation is going in your mind because you have written all those detailed notes. 778,500, 4,60,000 over and out. Easy. Notes we have to write clearly. नोट्स खुद से लिखना है, लेकिन आप लिखना पक्का so that you practice. 1, 2 and 3 notes will come. First note, minor son B's income and minor son C income will not be clubbed because one is handicapped, one is in singing. Third note, gift singing income will not be clubbed because it is received from a friend, but it is less than 50,000. Yeah, please say.
Why are you not including cash gift received for winning competition?
See, singing income we are not clubbing, but because you have one of the friends gave you gift. Gift का limit है ना 50,000 का. इसके लिए we are not clubbing.
Limit की वजह से हुआ. नहीं तो usually have been.
नहीं, your question I understood. Very nice. You want to say कि if cash received by C from a friend of Mrs. Hiral on winning of singing competition. Suppose it is 80,000. अगर ये gift 48 नहीं होता, 80,000 होता, this would be clubbed. Because gift is not received because of any talent. If minor is getting a gift, that gift is taxable in the hands of the parent. If it is a prize because of singing and all, then it's your talent, you pay. But because of that talent, you won that prize, so your family member, your friends are giving you gift. That gift is always clubbed in the hands of parent. But here I'll share with all of you. Beta note likha hai because this amount is less than 48,000. ये देखो. ये so disabled है ये रहा. In case income of B suffering income of C earned through application of income ये हो गया. In case of gift received by minor C, since the amount is less than 50,000. But your doubt I hope is clear कि if it was more than 50 तो club करते क्या? Yes. Sixth one is, yeah, still you have any doubt in fifth?
Asking something.
पूछो. Quick.
पूछो. No doubts, ma'am. हो गया clear.
ठीक है. No problem. Sixth one is homework without any explanation. This is making it clear जितने members उतना 1,500 per child is not restricted to 2 children. Okay, that's what it is. Seventh one is already a past exam question. Mr. A is employee of L&T and has a substantial interest in company. Take a pause and I want all of you to write it. What do you mean by substantial interest in a company?
More than 20%.
More than 20% voting rights. I want you to write it. To sink it, ink it. His salary is 3 lakh. Okay. Who? Mr. A. Mrs. A is also working in company and her salary is 120 without any professional qualification. Okay. And Mr. ठीक है, तो अगर wife is getting a salary from the firm and he's having a substantial no qualification, clubbing. Now, Mr. A also receives 30,000 as income from security. खुद का interest on other source, you have to pay the tax. Now, Mrs. A owns a house which she has let out at a rent of 12,000 per month. Okay. So this 12,000 into 12 GAV less municipal taxes NAV 30% standard deduction you have to give because it is rent received per month. Had they give the net taxable rent, we will not take. So no one will say in exam, some of the students, if they write here 12,000 into 12, gone. Nothing said from salary, gross salary, you have to give a standard deduction. Income from house property also, you have to give a standard deduction. Done. These two are over and out. Now, Mr. A and Mrs. A have 3 children. Now, look, stop. Wife's income ka clubbing ho gaya. You know, 2 of them are ready. Chalo. A's income is 450. Mrs. A is 1 lakh. So now, sure we are, whatever is minor's income, it's going to be taxable in the hands of Mr. A. Now, Mr. and Mrs. they have 3 children. 2 twins daughter. जैसे ही twins देखो ना मुझे LTC याद आता है. How many of you remember LTC? First 2 twins children are taken as one and all, huh?
Yes.
Link up, yeah, that's the
Twins are like twins, then they can be exempted 2 only. And if the second one is twins, then 3 children are given exemption.
first single and then multiple, all are given exemption. First only twins, 2 child over, third child LTC becomes taxable. Some of you may be feeling confused, ma'am, क्यों ऐसा कर रहे? But this is the toughest but best way of learning. आ जाओ. Now, so they have 3 children, 2 twins daughter. Acha, one silly doubt if you don't check the answer. For twin daughter, separate 1,500 exemption, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So please don't get unnecessarily confused also in the exam. So now here, so they are getting, twin daughters are getting 2,000 income. But look at the language. They have three minor children, two twins daughter and one son. Income of twins daughter is 2000 per annum per child नहीं दिया है, तो put together it's 2000 for both daughters and 1500 per child तक तो exempt है, तो nothing is taxable. High chances of silly mistake, and this is a past exam question. High chances of silly mistake here. गलती से if you do 2000 into 12 gone. 2000 into 12 what? Sorry, 2000 into 2. Acha, third child is 1200. There also 1500 exempt. Acha, some students what they do, because here nothing is taxable, no? They just write it, and instead of presentation, they write it in notes. No, dear students, wherever it's 1500 exemption, to score marks, mention it there itself. Okay? Last one is again a capital contribution question. Okay. Income of the minor child. Revati started a boutique. Her husband has gifted 2 lakh and she invested on 10th of April. Gone. No clubbing. 1st April ko chahiye. She earned a profit of 1,50,000. किसके हाथ में taxable होगा 1,50,000? Revati. Okay. She started with 3 lakh capital. Husband gifted 2 lakh and 150. All she's ready now. Anyone in the class confused why 150 you didn't do in 3:2 ratio? Because she gave it on the 10th of April. Now, she earned a profit of 150. ये तो हो गया. And 390. In 24-25. 24-25. So now the next year, this year to no clubbing. But next year, in 650 capital, 390 is the profit. Out of that 2 lakh gifted capital, what is the profit? Cross multiply. 100% with honest heart promise me that we will not check this orally and we will do it in writing. Okay? So, अच्छे question hai. Now, 2 concepts are left here, partition and this one. Can we take 10 minutes more and complete? Is it okay? Or you want me to continue tomorrow? As you say, no problem. Tomorrow we are doing set off. Your choice, your choice. लेकिन जल्दी बोलो. लड़ो मत आपस में, decide कर लो. हाँ?
class है.
2 o'clock next class है. ठीक है चलो. No problem. So now left is, oh, but at least the concept I want to write at one go. Someone absent tomorrow will miss out that. Problems you want, I can check tomorrow. No. Really. Sorry. कर लेंगे अभी. Sorry. I'm only asking and asking you to pause also. But no, go back and क्योंकि वो बीच में जो gap छोड़ा था ना, अरे I had left a gap. सीधा first problem शुरू हो गया. चलो, we'll write it here. Write down. Small concept it is. Mr. A HUF. Mr. A HUF. Now reverse arrow mark I am doing. Mr. A transferred personal property to HUF. Mr. A has transferred personal property to HUF hodgepodge. From today, this belongs to the HUF. Then income derived from property taxable in hands of Mr. A. Income derived from the property will be taxable in the hands of Mr. A. Mr. A.
Then what is the use of HUF now?
No, see, how does it, you finish writing? I'll explain, beta. ये लिख लो.
Done, ma'am.
हाँ, बहुत simple सा concept है. Actually, HUF is practically how the HUF files are made. If Dadaji is having ancestral property and he says this belongs to 3 of the brothers and their wife and children. So this is Dadaji's HUF. Yeah. Now, who are the members and co-partners? 3 brother, their wife, and their children. One of the brother or one of the wife says this personal property also belongs to HUF. She dumps it. She puts it in the common hodgepodge just to divert the income and saying, "मैंने तो property HUF को दे दी. Now who should pay the tax? This property is given to Taj Hotel on rental basis, and they are getting lakhs of rupees rent. So they are saying this rental income should be taxable in HUF. Why? It's your personal property. You are one of the co-partner. You have put it in the common hodgepodge. This is your income.
Ma'am,
It's not going to be taxable in the hands of the firm, HUF. Now your doubt will be then why the HUF is started with a practical side. If I tell you ना, तो HUF के फाइल पूरे वो हैं fake, मतलब ऐसे create किए जाते हैं. This is an emotional thing which is going on. But if you check income tax wise, in Hindu undivided family, it's the common income which belongs to all the Karta and HUF. Now you as a member come in and say, okay, my property also belongs to firm. I've made transfer paper. Doesn't do anything. It is your income, is going to be taxable in your hands. Is it clear to you?
ma'am, but in this case, the Karta is transferring personal property. Like
Any?
if Dadaji would have transferred the property, तब तो चलेगा ना?
Then to it is the way HUF starts. Then no clubbing. See, clubbing is existing HUF में one of the members, co-partners, including Karta, they transfer their personal property to HUF. Dadaji is the making HUF, then no problem. Okay? Now, afterwards, property is partitioned. Write down, heading लिखो. प्रॉपर्टी के 4 हिस्से हो गए. Mrs. A, Mr. A, their son and their minor daughter. 4 minor या major daughter, चलो major ही ले लेते. The HUF property is partitioned. This property which A has transferred. Now, Mr. A and Mrs. A's share taxable in hands of Mr. A and Mrs. A. I'll read out all tomorrow, but I want you to complete the notes today, booster notes. Mr. A and Mrs. A's share taxable in the hands of Mr. A. You know what A is doing? A is transferring his personal property to HUF. And from there partition, okay, it is going to Mrs. A. So directly or indirectly, transfer of the asset from husband to wife, it is taxable, no clubbing. Is the logic clear to you? Have you drawn the diagram? Son and daughter, if they are major, no problem. If they are minor, वो भी income club होगी.
But I still have a doubt with the first thing, HUF.
No, that is when you are saying HUF is starting. That time it's not taxable. That time,
Yeah.
if the grandfather is having a personal property alone, but he's saying out of will, I want to create an HUF and transfer this property to 4 of my sons, 4 of my daughter-in-laws, and 16 children. It's starting of the HUF. That income is not clubbed. Followed?
Mr. A was the Karta.
You know,
Mr.
Clubbing comes when already existing HUF's member, Karta or co-partners, they throw their personal property into HUF. And from there it is partitioned and a part goes to my spouse. So directly if I transfer taxable, I transfer the property to HUF. From there it's partition and the benefit goes to my spouse. It's taxable in my hands.
Okay. Now, कैसे frame करूँ मैं ये?
एक मिनट नहीं, और इसको कल भी करेंगे ना, आप फिक्र मत करो. I'll clear all your doubts tomorrow also. 1 minute. HUF से related. Yeah, see. Where a member of HUF has converted his self-acquired property without adequate consideration into common hodgepodge of the family. Existing HUF, one of the member is converting self-acquired property, then income will be taxable in the hands of transferor. Now, if the property, converted property is partition, then income derived from converted property by spouse of the transferor will also taxable in his hands. As a wife, I transferred my personal property to existing HUF. And now from there, it's partition and a share is going to my husband. So that's going to be taxable, no? That's section 64, what we did. You do this question, it will be clear. Sarthak is a member of HUF. This is also exam question for 4 marks. It consists of himself, his wife Juhi, and major son Arjun, and minor daughter. Now, Mr. Sarthak transferred his house property acquired through his personal income to HUF without any consideration. Sarthak ने क्या किया? He transferred his property without any consideration on 1st October. Now HUF is partition and such property being divided, annual value of that, 1 minute, let me complete, is 1 lakh. Determine the tax implications. So did you get it here? See, HUF may, the moment you have transferred, that's not a problem. Okay, right. And how many members are there? Wife, major son, no clubbing. Minor daughter, minus daughter's income will also be clubbed, no? Yeah. So first of all, he did it on 1st October 2024. Till then, this income belongs to whom? Sarthak himself, right? He transferred the personal property to firm. On 1st October, the HUF is partition. So, first of all, out of 1 lakh, 1 lakh is what? Rental income. And 30% standard deduction. So 70,000. 70,000 first 6 months. Since Sarthak is the member and he transfers the property, this income will be taxable in the hands of Sarthak. Dekho, 1 lakh is the rental income, 30% NAV standard deduction. So 70,000 is the rental income. First 6 months, Sarthak has transferred to the HUF, but he is deemed owner. Sarthak, it will be taxable in your hands. Next 6 months, out of 35,000, Sarthak's share and wife Juhi's share, 70,000 ka 6/12 karo, or directly you take 35,000 into 25%. Wife's income will be clubbed in my hands and my own share will also come. Since HUF is partitioned on 1st October, what's the rental income? 35,000. Out of that, 25% mine and 25% my wife. Both put together, this will be coming to 17,500, I guess. 8750 into 2. Yeah. Adha will be taxable in the hands of Sarthak. Take your time. It's such a beautiful. I've taken all the past exam questions and taken it to residential status, house property, clubbing like this, so that you can apply this knowledge and practice. 25% of minor daughter Aditi would be included in total income of Sarthak and Jui, whoever's income is higher. Parent will get 1,500 per child deduction. And Arjun's share will not be taxed because Arjun is a major. अब आप पहले मुझे डाउट पूछो ये क्वेश्चन.
मैम ये क्वेश्चन में डाउट नहीं है.
Ma'am,
हमारा डाउट ये है,
concept में you said if the Karta has made an HUF and later he transferred some other personal property in the HUF.
Karta will
then
not make the HUF. HUF is already there. Karta is the caretaker. And then Karta or any member is transferring.
suppose the Karta is the maker of HUF. Then if he transfers some other personal property later on, then will it be taxable or like?
It will be taxable in the hands of Karta. And HUF after qualification is also genuinely so debatable. Nothing to explain for me. This also as a homework you do. Now I will take two more concepts tomorrow. That is partition, cross transfer. Please remind me if I forget that still there's a concept of cross transfer here and income on income. But it's too late. You have a break now and we will continue tomorrow. Tell me, any more doubt anyone is having here?
No, ma'am.
Income on income is also very beautiful. When I have transferred a property to my spouse and he is enjoying the rental income, that is clubbed in my hands. But on the rental income, if he makes FD and FD interest ka income club nahi hoga. You know, it's not like saat janam tak clubbing. No, no, no. I have transferred property to my husband without adequate consideration or asset, say plot, open plot. Rental income will be clubbed in my hands. But actually, rental income is received by my husband and he invests it outside. And he's getting income on income. That will not be clubbed. So it's a very nice concept. I'll explain with a diagram and come up with all your doubts. But HUF, what you are asking is not your problem. It's like final ke qualification ke baad bhi HUF, how they are formed, how they are operated, how do they get income. It's a full debatable topic. But you ask me doubt tomorrow, I'll clear. But the gist of this, you remember, it's an existing HUF. Any member or karta, they transfer their personal property to HUF to divert. HUF की कोई income नहीं है, आपकी बहुत income है. You transfer. Income is going to be taxable in your hands. But if you have transferred a property and that property is partitioned, then your share and your spouse का share दोनों आपके हाथ में taxable हो. ठीक है? Right? Read everything, all the diagrams what I have given. Tomorrow, I think 15 to 20 minutes will be required. I'll complete the clubbing and then set off will go on for 2 classes because very beautiful maths like logical rules are there in the set off and अच्छे से करेंगे and we will practice. Set off is like the more questions you practice, the more perfect you will become in the repetition. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.